Terralta, because he makes Felipe Camarena makes 3 different lines, and the big one that's getting a lot of press these days was Pasote, and then Rick, one of our other tasters, was telling me, G4, you gotta try G4. But then we were fortunate to have you send us these for our Brands of Promise this year, and honestly, and it's difficult. It's like saying which is your favorite kid, right?
Right.
But because I didn't give birth to any of these, so it's like this one right now is the whole line is really eye opening and really one of my favorites. How did you get involved with him and bring this tequila to Arizona to begin with?
Well, it all happened by mistake.
Doesn't it always work that way?
We had a person that was trying to do business with him, and he was trying to do business with me, and he for some reason was not being very truthful to both of us. And then Felipe and I kind of both found out and said, hey, he kind of called me through a friend of a friend, said, hey, just be careful, give me the heads up. And
right.
I called him, be careful also. And he, we started a friendship like that. And that's how it got started, and then at the same time, we had a lot of family members and acquaintances that were the same, that knew both of us. And he's, obviously much more famous than I am.
Yeah.
But we took a liking to each other, and then this started happening. At first, it was going to be G4 that we were going to bring in.
Right.
And then as time went on, he had other commitments, that people that wanted larger and larger amounts of it, that he said, you know what, I have one other brand that I wanted to launch, and I haven't launched it because I haven't found the right person, and I want you to have it. And then it was like a blessing.
Yeah, it's like a blessing from the Pope, right?
It was like a thank you.
Yeah, I know.
So when that happened, that was like it was a great day for us. And then we just started working on all the paperwork and labeling and all the legal stuff that we had to do to make it happen, and then we made it happen. So, and every time we place an order, it's larger and larger, and it's growing and growing. We're getting more and more market share. So that's how it started. And Felipe has been great to us, and he's gone out of his way to help us and make things happen and so on. So yeah.
So the acceptance of Terralta as a craft, small batch craft tequila has really grown in the Phoenix area, which is where the southern Arizona area. I know you cover the whole state, but what primarily you're covering a lot of Phoenix.
Well, it's really grown in states like Oregon.
Right. Right. Oh yeah, that's right.
Taken off
yes.
there. I mean, mammoth amounts. We
yes.
had some help there from Jana
and
Lopez and Mark.
Right.
But it also in Seattle, it's done really well. Now Minnesota.
Kidding.
And then obviously California, Southern California mostly, and Arizona. And people have really liked it because it's so different. Okay, it's so different than what they're used to, and there's so many benefits that this tequila has, so many processes and so many new inventions that people don't have, that I can go up to just about any tequila and say your process is exactly the same as his. This process is completely different. There's a huge benefit because this and that. And when people hear that, when a customer hears that, they get shocked in excitement, because you know what? We want to try something special. I don't want to try the pizza that's made exactly the same as everybody else's.
Do you find that that's what's going on now?
I do.
Culturally here in this area, that there's more of a desire, there's more of a request for craft anything. I mean, like
craft
you said,
anything. People want something special. You know what I mean? People want to say something, whether it's their food, their clothes, or whatever. It's a special haircut. People want something special. They want to be made feel like they're trying or doing something special, and that's what Terralta does. It's so special in the process that it's made, and who makes it, and how it's made, that there's a huge difference at the end product. So when a customer says, you know what, that made me happy. This is amazing. I've never tried something like this in my life. I want more. That's cool. You know what I mean? And
one sip at a time, always past the lips, right?
It is. I mean, everybody uses the same type of, autoclaves or
There's
all
one
the
way to
different
make it and a
machines.
1,000 ways to tweak it.
Right.
Yeah.
But when somebody does something completely different, then that's exciting.
Well, when Rick and I did the tasting of the full line, and I watched it again prior to us meeting, and because we do so many of these that I rarely have a chance to go back, and I say, well, I lived it, I got my notes and everything, but so I watched it again, and the enthusiasm that we had with every expression, and we even said on camera, it looks as if here you think that we're so used to certain lines being processed and gradually building it, to a crescendo, and Felipe, it's a complete 180. You're getting less wood, more agave, and like the extra añejo is amazing because it's rare that you find an extra añejo that actually has that much agave in it. So just when you think the market's headed that direction, he goes, I'm going to go this direction, but you get it.
Right.
If you once you dissect it and you spend time with each one, you realize you get in the guy's head and you go, this guy's brilliant. And never mind just the flavor profiles of each one, but then as you go through the whole line and you go, oh, I get where he was headed. I get it now. It's weird. It puts you in his head just a little bit, and it scared me.
No, it's really true. I mean, look, I was listening to your friend talk the other day when we were in Tucson. Sometimes I love just listening to people.
Right.
And let them talk, let them speak. But he kept trying it. He liked it the first time, really liked it the second time. But the third or fourth time, he kept retrying it. He goes, God, this is just amazing, because there's such subtleness in there, right? There's not, adulterated, synthetic flavors from Bell flavors that everybody likes to use in Guadalajara. They haven't been, torched with sugars and this and that. None of that stuff. So when, for example, a fine cigar smoker, he needs to have a constant balance of subtle flavors so that he doesn't overpower his cigar.
Right.
Okay. And now, as he kept trying it, it kept evolving in his mouth, and his palate kept adjusting to it. And at the final try, he was, saying hallelujahs to it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So that's what I'm done. That's what the Terra Alta will do, because it at first glance, you may not know what you're even drinking. It takes you a little bit of time for your mind to kind of calibrate what you're
exactly. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. You have no data bank. You have no experience for that.
Right. It's very, very rich and just has so much flavor and aroma that it's like, it almost, and at the same time as you're going through the extra añejo, for example, that subtleness, the little hints of this, the little hints of that your mind's like working overtime to figure it all out. It's cool.
Yeah.